of the Indians, who had been driven ever deeper into the swamp by the white settlers. Yet he was unprepared for the fierce attack, which included at least 30 rifles, tomahawks, and clubs. Maxcy Wildes made a valiant effort to defend. Reuben, 3 other sons, and another cousin escaped. Their descendants today keep alive the memory of that bloody morning on the edge of the swamp. The soldiers from the encampment, alerted by Reuben, pursued the Indians into the swamp but could not overtake them. The massacre of Maxcy Wildes and his heritage and the lore of the Okefenokee. This encampment of Captain Dade and his men of the U.S. Dragoons. You see in the foreground the underbrush to tell the soldiers that a party of Seminole warriors, elements of the tribe led by D-Mableton, that had been pushed into the Okefenokee by the white settlement of Georgia, had slipped from the swamp. Maximilian Wildes, called Maxcy by his friends, was a Scottish immigrant and an American pioneer, confident in his ability to care for himself and his family, as he had since he ran away from home at the age of 12 to seek the freedom and opportunities of the still new land of America. By 1832, he had made several moves southward and had carved out a clearing and built for his family, which then included 11 youngsters ranging in age from 18 down to a nursing infant.
Wildes' cabin.
Got him.
With Tom Crosby and Roy.
Senator Roy Barnes.
There he comes. That's good one there.
Does he die to make men holy? Let us live to make men free. While God is marching on, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on.
It resolved by the House of Representatives that the members of this body recognize the 150th anniversary of the Wildes family massacre as a tragic historical incident marking the last known Indian massacre in Georgia, and on behalf of the descendants of Maximilian Wildes, pay tribute to this courageous family who were among the pioneers of Ware County. Submit an appropriate copy of this resolution to the President of the Wildes Family Association. This was read and adopted in the House of Representatives in our state of Georgia in Atlanta, March 1st, 1988. This resolution will be framed and will be placed in the case with some of our other artifacts in our cabin on Pioneer Island.
Unions to have a member of the Seminole tribe attend one of our reunions. David was a little hesitant about coming up. I'm not going to tell you why. He's over here smiling. He's there. The Indians massacring our great-grandfather, but we don't know what brought this on. I want to thank you for that. Maybe David, you can be assured now that there is no hostile feelings.
To do, let me say that I want you to look at Roy, listen to Roy, meet Roy, talk with Roy, because Roy Barnes, in my opinion, will play a great role in the future of this state, not only in his present capacity, but even greater capacities. And with that, I give you Senator Roy Barnes from Mableton.
Thank you. 150th. 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 150th.
appreciate y'all having me down today. I've already been here, met two of my constituents from temperate climates. But when you get down to it all, there are many places in the world that have had abundant natural resources or temperate climates and have failed as a people. But we have succeeded as a people because we have a sense of community and a sense of family. Lost is we don't even know who our next door neighbors are, much less who our family is and who are the people in our communities. And it is through gatherings like this that we know that all of us as Georgians will continue to have a sense of community and a sense of family. I want to platter clean, and I wonder how these mothers and those fathers up to date would like the job of buying little shoes for 7 or 8. We were 8 around the table in those happy days back then. 8 that cleaned our plates of pot pie and then passed them up again. 8 that needed shoes and stockings, 8 to wash and put to bed, and with mighty little money in the purse, as I have said, but with all the care we brought them, and through all the days of stress, I never heard my father or my mother wish for less. And that's true. The families have gotten smaller, but yet we as a community and you as a family have been bound together.
Who's on the platform here with us? And I just thought we should give him recognition for that. Thank you very much.
Greetings, and I'm going to make this report short. You will be surprised. My report is on the back of the agenda.
I'm happy to report that we have visited the site. It is in good order. It has been properly maintained, and that the state will, in the near future, erect some permanent markers to where...
We've been talking about this off and on the telephone, about coming up here. And I just kind of jokingly told him, I said, well, I don't want to be the last Indian to get massacred over here. So I said, I don't want nobody to know. That's one of the reasons why you didn't know that I was coming up here until I did get here. But I'm sure glad to be with y'all in celebrating this 150th of massacre involving with the Indian people with non-Indians. We don't know that for sure. No one knows, I guess. Even I kind of been researching, but I'm not able to find any information on it. So, but my main research is with the Seminole tribe and also in Florida area. So I haven't really gotten into information as far as the Georgia area goes, or with the Seminole tribe. A lot of our people had that decision to make as you go throughout your life making decisions. Well, this is what happened to us. And we were kind of forced down from this area or on along the Georgia and Florida area. We were pushed down after United States purchased Florida. Andrew Jackson became president. He passed the Removal Act in 1830. And that's where the real fighting started coming in, because they was just trying to force people out of this area in order to take over some of this land. So during that time, as you have seen, many massacres were taking place, not only this one here, but in other areas as well. And during that time, our people were forced to move west of the Mississippi. A lot of them did agree to move, but also a lot of them did not. One of the main things that I found looking for our history background was that William McIntosh was one of the main, considered as a chief back in the early 1800s, and he signed a treaty on behalf of the Creek Nation to release land in Georgia area. And once he did that, other people did not know that, but some of the elder Indians found out, and when he finally made it back home to his area, some of the Indians attacked him and shot him in front of his house and dragged him inside of the house with his family in there and burnt the whole house down. That's how bitter they was against the McIntosh of signing the land away. But as we are taught back throughout the years that the land is not to be sold, but all was known to be shared with one another. So some of our Indian people were willing to let people come in and use the land, as long as they didn't, kind of take over and put in borders. But eventually, that's what happened. And as you know, today, we are surrounded by different borders and different land deeds that are, maybe hinder us today, as we were talking about the massacre site that happened that you're having a hard time to get. So these are some of the things that we have to put up with. And we have put up with a lot of things as I was growing up. It was only until I was about 7th grade in high school that I've seen TV. So you can imagine the Seminole Indian living out there on the reservation after the reservation was established with our Indian people. Indians were scattered all over Florida, but after Andrew Jackson found out that he could not remove all the Indians from Florida, so they passed a law to establish the reservation. But on the main reservation, where we have our main offices in Hollywood, Florida, that's where our main business and our elected chief and president make decisions at. We also have a government set up after we were organized in 1957 to be recognized as a tribe under the Seminole tribe of Florida. That we had 3 or 4 people who had graduated from college. Yet we have a long ways to go, and many of you know our current chairman, James Billy. He has done a lot for the Seminole tribe since he's got in. And many opportunities has opened the door for us, such as bingo and maybe the selling of cigarettes and things like that. That has helped us to progress with our Indian opportunity as we have accomplished today.
Now that's hard to follow. About my newsletter that I'm putting out. You got someone in the mail.
To Jesse's youngest son. She'll be 93 years old December the 6th, and she walked up here to receive her gift. Give her a hand. Excuse me, her husband was the son of Minor Wildes, who was Jesse's son. It's a little further than what I thought. Our youngest here is 2 months.
He'll show up so plain on the monitor. But right now I just couldn't find him. He moved me. You want to go down?